father is homeless, guys. I just visited my father a few weeks ago, and he's living in his RV, no insurance, no registration, no license. He's doing some drugs, some meth, right? And he's just not in a good position, right? He's been homeless now for almost 2 years. Previously, before I saw him a few weeks ago, I hadn't spoke to him for over 6 months, right? Since January of 2023, and he's been homeless for the last 2 years since I see him previously, before I saw him a couple weeks ago. And he's doing some meth, right? He's drinking, smoking cigarettes, but that's nothing new, right? And he's just depressed and this and that. And I made a video about this, that I wanted to take more personal responsibility to see him more, to encourage him and support him as much as I can as a son. But honestly, there are some life lessons to learn from my father's situation, right? First and foremost, like weed, alcohol, the playboy lifestyle, whatever, right? Not having a wife or kids, and just not having a purpose higher than yourself, a good relationship with God, and using substances like alcohol or whatever other substances is just not going to lead to a life that God has planned for us, into a good life, right? Ultimately, what led to my father being homeless was, sure, alcohol, sure, probably doing some meth and some other drugs, but he overextended himself for a dream that wasn't true, that wasn't likely to happen, so much so that he owed lots of people money, and he was completely broke, and he had no money, and he overextended himself, where it led to him getting kicked out of his place, and him just living in his RV, and with no money and this and that, right? And this is a problem that a lot of men face, is when you don't have a wife, or you don't have kids, really you don't have a purpose or responsibilities. What is the motivation to improve your situation? If you don't have a strong relationship with God, with a higher power, and you don't, what is your purpose? If you don't have a purpose in life, if you don't have responsibilities like a house, a wife, kids, employees, a business, like a higher purpose that God has given you, what is the motivation to keep on going, right? So that's what I see with my father, a reflection of how important parenting is, because he didn't have the best upbringing with the best parenting at times, right? That really affected his development, right? Substance abuse, especially alcoholism. That's why I have a personal conviction not to drink alcohol, right? I don't drink alcohol because my father's an alcoholic, and I've seen how it's destroyed his life and lots of people in my family's and my friends' lives through alcohol. And alcohol, I drank heavily for a few years of partying, and alcohol did nothing to benefit my life, so I have a personal conviction to never drink alcohol, and I preach that. I know that's not true for everyone, but alcohol has done harm to my life, to my family's life, to my father's life, more than it's benefited any of my family and friends. And honestly, I would argue society that alcohol has harmed a lot more people than it has helped. That's why I have a personal conviction around that. But when I look at my father's situation, that's what I see. He's on meth, right? He's doing some drugs. He's still drinking, right? He's been drinking his whole life. Lack of responsibility, lack of purpose, lack of a relationship with God, right? He's still a good person. He is a good person, good morals, good ethics, still a good human being. I love my father. But these things have caused him and led to him to the position that he's in. Now I have a purpose and a responsibility to be the best son I can be. He still needs to take responsibility for what he can control, and if he wants to improve his situation, but I can be there to support him emotionally, see him more often, and then just be more successful to be in a better position to help my father more. Now, but I take responsibility for that, right? And so there's a lot of lessons to learn from my father being homeless, right? Don't do alcohol, don't do drugs, have responsibilities like a house, wife, kids, a God-given purpose, a purpose that you're taking in life. Have responsibilities, have a good relationship with God. Because a man without these things, and it falls victim to a victim mentality, a lack of responsibility, a lack of purpose and drive, and falls victim to the substances like alcohol and drugs, will end up in a situation like that. I have a first-hand experience of seeing my father be homeless over the last 2 years, and how alcohol and drugs and a lack of responsibility, a lack of God, and a lack of purpose has resulted in his life. But that gives me motivation, responsibility, and purpose to speak this message, to help my father, to improve my life, to be a better person, a man, a better version of myself, and to preach that message to others, to help others do the same. So just like God does, God makes everything good in the end. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel and click the notification button so you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys next time. God bless you.